One more piece I want to pose, and then just give you 2 questions to pull this together. Question in my mind is, to what extent you are also on a team that's responsible for the reading success of all the kids. So it's pretty easy for me to lock in that whatever kids are put on your list to you, that you have to be on a team with a teacher, because I don't see any way you could achieve it. So right now, I wrote this piece. I found this district, 6 weeks before the state test, they pull everybody from central office and send them out to schools to tutor kids. And then they stop the day of the test. So I wrote a piece on this. If you're one of the kids, what message do you walk away with? The only message I can figure out is I'm not real important. My test score is. Okay? But it's real important. My test score doesn't mean a thing to me. But it must mean a lot to the assistant superintendent, who actually came over here and spent time working with me for 6 weeks up to now. But then when the test is over, she doesn't come back. So to me, who's on this team? And what is the whole team structure? So I'm guessing there's a ton of reading expertise in this room that for schools to hit their reading goals, they need to be able to tap. You know, it dawned on me, you know, whatever those rules and regs are that you got to work around, and I joke about it, but I'm pretty big on incidental. I can tell you I'm real big on push-in. And one of the reasons I'm so big on push-in is just go back to being a public act. As soon as you're doing your work in the room, teachers get a good picture of it, you're getting a good picture of her, it's a whole lot easier to build a team piece. When the kids are leaving and you're down there and she's up here and you don't know what she's doing and she doesn't know what you're doing, it's just a whole lot harder to put it together. But when I looked at at those scores here, and I had the 9 and the 11, and I thought, you know, the place I surely don't want to be is that there's a teacher who doesn't know what to do with the kid who's got the 9, and she never even came and asked you what you're doing for the 11. You know, I know there's rules against everything else, but I know there's no rule against that. Okay? But I'd also hope, I can go the other way, that you looked at that data and you've got that data and you know what you're putting together for these 11s, so you're making sure all the teachers who got a 9 back in the classroom at least know what you've done and what you've got and the resources you went and found, and is there a way she can replicate it or not. Now, to me, what drives all of this is that the kid is too important to us to not do it. Why am I going to get so close to that incidental thing? Because this kid is too important for it not to happen. And if I can't make it happen that way, I'm going to find another way to make it happen. Being driven by the kid's success, that's what we set our sights on. Not the school scores, that individual kid's success. That's what's driving the decision I make. So I'll finish this up with just 2 sets of questions here. Here's the first one for you. Oops. What elements from what I've said do you see as critical to reaching the student reading achievement that you desire for your students in the school? In other words, I think we wasted our time here this afternoon if you don't go back to your building and have a conversation about this. And know that a deliverable for you at next month's meeting is that you come back and present the thinking from your building and where you want to go with it. And if the thinking is, actually, what we're doing is much better than anything Steve talked about, that's okay. But it shows it was a thought-out process. You work through the pieces, and that's the decision you make. But if you all just leave here and this is stuck with you on your own, It's unlikely to have that payoff value. So take a little bit of time with that. What are the elements from what you've heard today that you think are critical to reaching the achievement you want to reach?